Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you all for joining us on this wonderful occasion. I am pleased to be here with the University of Missouri Board of Curators Chair Robin Winokur, University of Missouri President Moon Choi, Provost Matt Martins, the Dean of our Trulaske College of Business, Balaji Rajagopalan, and our esteemed speakers and guests to recognize an important milestone for Mizzou. There is no higher purpose for a university than the quality education of its students. Mizzou and the Trulaske College of Business have long been renowned for their commitment to this lofty ideal. You cannot provide the best education possible without the best educators and the best resources. And graduate-level programs, such as the one we're here to discuss today, are crucial not only for traditional master's students, but for those already in the workforce who desire new skills and certifications. Those students go on to reach a level of success that allows them to give back to the institution that inspired them and served as a springboard to their future. And that's what brings us together here today. At this time, I'd like to turn the floor over to a personal friend of today's honorees and a graduate of the Trulaske College of Business, the chair of the University of Missouri Board of Curators, Robin Winokur. Chair Winokur.
Thank you, Vice Chancellor Smith. Today's gift represents an exciting new chapter for the Trulaske College of Business. As a Trulaske graduate myself, I'm thrilled to see the college continue to evolve and thrive as it not only meets but exceeds its call to educate students for today's business world. Thank you to Dean Rajagopalan for leading this great college. Thank you to President Choi for leading our prestigious University of Missouri system. We are one of the great public institutions of the world, thanks to the breadth of our programs, quality of our faculty, and the hands-on experience we provide our students. The generosity of donors like the Vogels makes all this possible. Gifts like the one we're celebrating today allow us to train our students, not just for their careers, but for their lives. This gift allows us to take an already well-respected program and raise it to new heights. On behalf of the University of Missouri Board of Curators, I want to say a most sincere thank you to Paul and Lynn Ann Vogel. Paul and Lynn Ann have been dear friends for years. We have been through the ups and downs of life together. I first met Paul 35 years ago as undergrads at Mizzou. I sat on a committee for a student-led organization, Greek Week, for which Paul was serving as co-chair. We instantly hit it off. He was a great mentor to me in that role, and later was even my unofficial tutor for cost accounting, my least favorite class at the business school. I had never met anyone like Paul. He lived big, with a keen eye towards his future, and without excuse or apology. My goal was to make him laugh, so I'm doing a good job. He loved the university so much, he stayed for law school as well. I doubt there has ever been another law student to join the local country club to wine and dine the local attorneys and judges while still here on campus. Paul always teases me that I'm one of the 2 women who still talk to him from college. While one could interpret this as a negative, I have always felt this was likely true because Barb, his other dear friend, and I saw his competitiveness coupled with his big heart. We understood his drive. It is that exact spirit that allowed him to achieve. And I met Lynn Ann at a Jeff Club dinner 15 years ago. We were seated next to each other at this signature event at the newly reopened Chase Park Plaza. We connected over mid-Missouri roots and love for volunteering. Lynn Ann is a role model in how she serves to make a difference. When she commits, she is all in. Whether it be the recently installed Freedom Suits Memorial or serving as president of the Missouri Bar, Lynn Ann is a brilliant leader who brings passion and purpose to her commitments. Together, they are quite a team who support this university in countless ways. When Paul called and asked if I would put a few dates on my calendar for upcoming university events, I teased him that I think I'm on the board to show up at events celebrating him, including his recent commencement speech. He gave that great laugh and he said, "Winokur, that was the plan." And how could a friend not cherish the opportunity to celebrate such generous giving to our shared alma mater and to a university that Lynn Ann has lovingly adopted as well? We are so lucky to count them as cherished supporters. Thanks to the support of alumni and friends such as Paul and Lynn Ann, we were able to turn our vision into meaningful change for Missouri and the world. Now to tell us more about the impact of this gift, please welcome University of Missouri President Moon Choi.
Thank you very much, Chair Winokur, and thank you for your visionary leadership of the university and for attending this event to honor truly great friends of the university. I also want to thank the energetic leadership of our Dean Raja Kapalan, and also this gift I know was initiated or germinated with the outstanding work done by our professor, Arunachalam. Thank you for your leadership as well. So this is a transformative gift that I'm going to be announcing, but I just want to share with you what it means to me to be the president of the University of Missouri in a position to recognize two outstanding individuals. I was in Chicago for a donor event with Paul, and I asked him if his mother was going to be here, and he said she won't be able to make it, but I told him I can only imagine how proud she is of you, Paul, and you, Lynn Ann. Growing up in Bowling Green, did you ever imagine the kind of success that you would have had coming to the University of Missouri? You've said on so many occasions that this university changed your life. And you're a man that has also been incredibly generous, you and Lynn Ann both, and the entire Vogel family, to ensure that you're paying it forward. You still have that mentality of hard work, the principles of resilience that you built up in that small farming community of Bowling Green, and you want to make sure that others benefit from the type of care and love and education that you receive, not only there, but at the University of Missouri. So with all that, it is my great pleasure and honor to announce the Paul and Lynn Ann Vogel Master of Accountancy program at the University of Missouri, Trulaske College of Business. Congratulations and thank you. Paul and Lynn Ann. Paul and Lynn Ann, this investment is in the many students that you see here and many students that are growing up in all parts of Missouri that still don't know what an education at the university represents. But they're going to feel the impact when they come to this university and advance in their careers, both academically and personally, because of your gift. So in closing, I am so grateful to both of you. And I know that it was Curator Winokur's job of trying to make him laugh. And I'm doing my best so that he has some tears in his eyes. And it's working. But thank you. Now it's my pleasure to turn it over to our energetic and visionary Dean Raja Gopalan, to share a few words.
Good afternoon. Thank you, President Choi. It is with great pride and gratitude I stand before you today as we celebrate a truly transformative moment for the Trulaske College of Business. Our vision talks about inspiring minds, shaping futures, and transforming lives. This gift, Paul and Lynn Ann Vogel, transforms lives shapes the futures and will inspire the minds of many, many, many generations. Would you please give another round of applause for it? As we know, the landscape of business is changing at an unprecedented pace. Advances in technology are shaping industries, redefining roles, and creating new opportunities. This is evident in many fields, including the field of accounting, where emerging technologies will revolutionize how business is conducted. These changes demand that we as a college evolve as well, ensuring that our programs are not only relevant for now, but are also leading the way in business education of the future. The newly named Paul and Lynn Ann Vogel Master of Accountancy program represents more than just an enhancement of one of our flagship offerings. It is a strategic investment in the future of the entire Trulaske College of Business. By equipping our students with the skills and knowledge and experiences they need to excel in this rapidly changing world, we are also elevating the reputation and impact of the college on a global scale. This program will inspire us to innovate across all areas of the college. It will drive us to integrate cutting-edge technologies, foster experience-centered learning opportunities, and build partnerships that will benefit students across the college. In short, the Vogel's gift is a catalyst for transformation, one that will ripple throughout the college, driving excellence and positioning Trulaske as a leader in preparing students to meet the demands of the world that is rapidly evolving. Paul and Lynn Ann, your vision for expanding the horizons of our students, your commitment to their success has touched us in profound ways. When we had this discussion about transforming lives, we talked about the pathways that students in this program can take, inspired by your own pathway. And I know that for generations to come, those that go through the program will look at the career and the professional success and the personal generosity both of you have shown as a model for them not just to achieve professional success, but to also live their lives by giving back. You have inspired us in more ways that I can describe in words, and I know that the students that go through the program with the name will truly be touched as I have been. On behalf of our faculty, staff, students, and the entire community, I extend my deepest gratitude to you both. Your support, as I have said, will ensure that the Trulaske College of Business continues to thrive, setting new standards of excellence in business education and making a lasting impact on the lives of countless students. Thank you again. It is my distinct honor, privilege, to welcome the PricewaterhouseCoopers Joe Silvoso Distinguished Professor and Associate Dean for Partnerships and Engagement, Dr. Vairam Arunachalam. For those of you that have known him, in his role as a director. There is not a person that you know that has poured more of his heart and soul into building the programs, the student success initiatives, and the Department of Accountancy, the School of Accountancy. It truly is an honor to welcome Dr. Arunachalam to the podium to share a few words.
Thank you, Dean Rajagopalan, for your kind remarks. I'm very grateful for your active partnering to advance the reputation of the Trulaske College of Business. You've been a very invigorating influence for the Trulaske College of Business. My warmest welcome to our honored guests, Paul and Lynn Ann Vogel, Chair of the Board of Curators, Robin Waniker, President Choi, Provost Martins, friends and family of Paul and Lynn Ann Vogel, and Mom and Dad, Leroy. I know you're going to be watching this a little bit later, and Mom Vogel. Welcome to all of you and the Mizzou family. Thank you all very much for coming. It is my honor to be here as former director of the School of Accountancy to recognize and thank our wonderful friends, Paul and Lynn Ann, for their generosity and support of the School of Accountancy. It means a lot to me personally, and of course, the School of Accountancy and the Trulaske College of Business, to have the Vogel name attached to the Master of Accountancy program. I cannot begin to tell you, Paul and Lynn Ann, about how meaningful this is for all of us. I first met Paul about 33 years ago. He was a TA for Accounting 2258 and lived right across my office in Middlebush Hall. I think Paul remembers those days very well. I used to admire Paul's energy and interactions with the dozens of students, literally the dozens of students that came by to see him every day for problems, big and small. But Paul, knowing Paul, he was such a passionate, enthusiastic, caring, and great teacher. In fact, I learned a few lessons about teaching myself, watching Paul in action. Fast forward many years later to 2003, and then 2008 to 2024, when I served as director of the School of Accountancy, I was gratified to have the same ebullient and passionate Paul, his adjunct faculty teaching, and the School of Accountancy Advisory Board membership being tremendous examples of involvement. I don't know if any of you ever read the annual magazines that I put out for 16 years, but in 2007 and then in 2019, we did a feature article on All in the Family. In one of those, I talked about the Vogel family. Leroy, Lisa, Jeff, Paul, and of course, the person behind Paul's success, Lynn Ann, was not in the article, but I know how influential she is. And their wonderful accountancy lineage. If it's one thing all the Vogels have in common, along with Paul's incredibly supportive and inspirational spouse, Lynn Ann, it's their true loyalty and passion for everything Mizzou. So thank you, Paul and Lynn Ann, for your support. I know several people have said that already, but I want to emphasize that. Your naming of the School of Accountancy will have several everlasting impacts for the School of Accountancy and the Trulaske College of Business. First, it will add to our national prestige and reputation in enhancing academic excellence. Anytime a name is added to something, example, a program, a professorship, a scholarship, it's a great signal. It's a positive signal that someone backed up their beliefs and made a significant investment in the program. This will help elevate our school nationally and internationally, and as Dean Rajagopalan mentioned, the Trulaske College of Business. Secondly, the gift will provide support for student success in the Master of Accountancy program. This will be invaluable given the current shortages that we are facing in the accounting talent pipeline. Accounting is ranked as one of the most versatile career paths that you can find in business. It opens up doors in a variety of industries and for diverse career pathways, as we have seen from your own experience. Thirdly, your gift will inspire many more alumni to give. In a time of constrained funding and intense competition for student and faculty talent, every contribution makes a difference. Thank you again, Paul and Lynn Ann. I'm so grateful for your support and generosity in naming the Master of Accountancy program MIZ. Right? Now I'd like to turn the podium over to one of our brilliant students, Kaylee Colton. Kaylee, come on up.
I'm a little shorter than him. Good afternoon. My name is Kaylee Calton, and I am a graduate accounting student from St. Louis, Missouri, graduating this upcoming May with my bachelor's and master's degrees in accounting. Despite being from St. Louis and a Mizzou legacy, I wasn't initially considering attending Mizzou. I toured universities all across the country, but thankfully I also decided to visit Mizzou during my college search process. Here I am now, and I couldn't be happier with the decision I made in the end to be a Tiger. The Trulaske College of Business made my decision easy, with program offerings such as the undergraduate Cornell Leadership Program and the integrated master's program in the School of Accountancy. The prestige and national brand of the Mizzou accounting program played a pivotal role in my college decision. The School of Accountancy has since given me both a prestigious hands-on education and access to employers from both small and large accounting firms. I was set up for success from the beginning, with recruitment events allowing me to explore my options early and give me access to strong employer and Mizzou alumni networks. Additionally, I was able to add a graduate-level certificate with options in assurance, taxation, and data analytics. My assurance certificate allowed me to distinguish myself in the internship recruitment process, showcasing the depth of my knowledge in the audit service area. My graduate audit classes have allowed me to dive deeper into current financial accounting and audit topics, with an increased focus on case studies and current events. All of the support and resources available to me set me up for an incredibly smooth internship recruitment process. These classes and professional development opportunities culminated into my internship this past summer when I completed an audit internship at KPMG in their Chicago office. At this internship, I was able to bridge the knowledge I obtained from my graduate coursework with the soft skills I learned through the Trulaske Edge and Business Career Services. It was at this internship that I was really able to see firsthand how well Trulaske prepared me for success in my professional career. I also noticed how significant of an advantage it was to enter the accounting field with a completed master's degree and a CPA license, as our program sets us up for. I left the internship with a job offer in hand, and I am incredibly excited to begin full-time with KPMG in their St. Louis office as an audit associate following my May graduation. My success would not have been possible without the resources and support available to me within the Trulaske College of Business and the School of Accountancy. I'm incredibly grateful and excited for this gift to allow for the enhancement of the opportunities available to students like me through scholarships, faculty support, advising, and recruiting networks. This will add to the value of my degree in the future, further enhancing the brand of the Mizzou accounting program. Thank you to the Trulaske College of Business and the School of Accountancy for your continued support of us students in every way possible. Now, please welcome today's guest of honor, Mr. Paul Vogel. Thank you.
Okay, so my goal today was to not get emotional during this, but I am Margie Vogel's son, so that's probably not going to happen. Yeah, I already failed. Thank you, dear. I appreciate that. Pointing out my weaknesses quickly. I want to thank everyone for coming today, and for those that couldn't be here that are on live stream. Hello, Mom and Dad. I particularly want to thank some of you, many of you, for what I use the phrase cause a ripple in my life. Cause a ripple is a phrase that I adopted from a YPO education share several years ago. Picture throwing a stone in a pond. Makes a little ripple, but as that ripple goes out and gets bigger, it moves the whole pond. Well, if you can cause a ripple in somebody's life, no matter how small, you don't know what that ripple is going to do 5, 10, 15, 20 years from now. As a kid from Bowling Green, there was no option not going to Mizzou. For 2 reasons. 1, Dad went there, and 2, incredible accounting program, and it's required for a Vogel child to be an accounting major. It's like a thing, right? It's like, sorry, that's just Dad. It didn't go down to the next generation. Unfortunately, on my side, all my kids went, oh, hell no, I'm not doing it. But what I didn't know was just how big a ripple my parents caused in my life. And we're going to talk about that more in a minute. But a lot of those ripples happened at home, and a lot of those ripples happened at the university, but not necessarily the university itself. More, a lot of the people that I encountered in and around the university. I'm the blind guy. They give me a great script. I print it bigger so that I can keep up. When I had the honor of addressing the commencement class of Trulaske last December, I told the students that from my perspective, you don't really appreciate the opportunities you're presented with until after you graduate, or as I call it, the ripples that you were given or that you took advantage of. And that's kind of why Lynn and I are here today, to try and cause one of those for all the future students. The biggest ripples caused in my life were by my parents and the university, and people I encountered through the university. There was no real aha moment that happened. It was just a bunch of little things that when you look back on them, they weren't so little. But there's 4 particular ripples I want to talk about. The first ripple being my parents in small town Bowling Green, Missouri. I didn't really realize till later how big a ripple they caused, not only for me and my career, but for many of my classmates. If you look at my class of 96 graduates from Bowling Green R1 High School, 4 of the top 5 students, thank God I was one, are Trulaske accounting graduates. And there's no way that it wasn't in no small part to the volunteer hours that my parents put in at our school activities. My dad speaking to our accounting class. Yes, my high school actually had 2 accounting classes, believe it or not. And just the interaction that those students had with my parents, there's no doubt that that had an impact on those students. And I'm happy to say, while maybe the Vogel children didn't pick the accounting path, the Bowen children still did. So my cousin Craig, who I view more as a little brother than a cousin, is here today. He also followed the accounting path to E&Y and then went back to Bowling Green, bought my dad's accounting practice. My sister Lisa, who's here, still works with Craig. So does my dad. Craig and Amy are now having that same impact in Bowling Green. In fact, there are 5 Bowen children here today that are all members of the Trulaske student body. So Craig and Amy, keep causing those ripples, please. It's important to me that Bowling Green continues to be a force in the Trulaske College of Business. The second ripple came from a longtime family friend named Jim Millen. Tiger Jim was called by many. Jim was an enormous Mizzou guy, enormous. And, you know, I was all ready to go to college here. You know, my parents were married my dad's freshman year of college, so I didn't know much about the Greek system or student life or that kind of stuff. And I was actually already signed up, had my dorm room with Jimmy, young Jim Millen, and I get a call from Jim, Tiger Jim. Says, Paul, do me a favor. I want you to go and tour the Greek system at Mizzou, because it was probably one of the most meaningful things in my life, and I think it will really help you get engaged on that campus. So I did that, fell in love with it. Thanks, Jim. But it didn't end there with Jim. You know, he came up for all the football games. I got invited to all the tailgates. And whenever a roommate's dad comes to dinner with a credit card, you go out to dinner. That's just a given, right? And we talked a lot about Mizzou. I got involved in the fraternity, and Jim was on the board, so he was a mentor to me. But it didn't end after I graduated. Jim and Rebecca and Mary are here today, his daughters. Jim followed up with me regularly after I got out of Trulaske and went on to law school, just to see how I was doing, to give me encouragement, to keep pushing forward, and I will forever be in Jim's debt for that. The third ripple came from a fraternity brother of mine, Dave Girardi, who's here. Thank you, Dave, for coming. I'm a freshman, loud freshman kid, doing what all freshmen do, and I'm speaking with Dave, who was an upperclassman, and Dave said, Vogel, it's not enough to get good grades, and it's not enough to be involved in the fraternity. If you want to have an impact on this campus, you've got to get out and meet other people. You've got to do other things. And Dave was a very active guy. So he got me involved on committees for Greek Week and for homecoming. And he said, just join the committees I tell you to for the first year or so, and then you follow your own path. Well, that ended with 2 terms as homecoming treasurer, and as Robin said, 1 term as homecoming Greek Week chair, where I got to meet Robin. But those experiences allowed me to, appreciate Mizzou on a bigger level. It wasn't just me and my little world, it was all these other people in their worlds. And to this day, some of my best friends are my fraternity brothers and everybody I met doing homecoming and Greek Week. We're all Mizzou people. We'll still get together. In fact, it was funny. I was down at the Jefferson Club event in Florida earlier this February, I guess, and there were 5 of us from the same Greek Week Steering Committee class there. So we took a group picture, and it was just a lot of fun to reminisce over those old memories. The fourth ripple, and he couldn't be here today, Dr. Ray Dockweiler. Ray was the director of the School of Accountancy when I decided to go to grad school and then on to law school, and I needed a job. So I interviewed for a TA-ship, and Dr. Dockweiler gave me a shot. I didn't know if I was going to be any good as a teacher or not, but I absolutely loved it. It was so much fun, and that's why I still teach today, is because it's just a blast to be around young people. And I want to thank Ray for giving me that shot. As I said earlier, when I had those shots, I didn't necessarily appreciate them at the time or how much impact it would have. But when I look back, those experiences is what made me the big Tiger fan that I am. Not just the university itself, the people and the experiences I got because of the university and the people that are affiliated with the university, either employed or loyal alums, as the case may be. And it's because of that, that's why Lynn and I have a passion for supporting children and education. Take one look at my wife's charity boards. If it involves a child or education in the city of St. Louis, chances are she's on the board or raising money for it. It's so important to us to give children opportunities. And that's true in Mizzouland too. Tigers help each other. Tiger Jim helped me, and it's now Lynn and I's turn to help other people. I want to thank my parents for their love and guidance. I want to thank my wife, Lynn Ann, because, her support, love, generous soul has done more to allow us to make this gift to be here than anything I've done. Thank my family and my children. You don't understand it, guys, but me, Mom and me, watching what you guys are doing now and your success, that's a lot of what drives us to keep doing what we do. Because there's other kids, maybe less fortunate than ours, that can benefit from what Mom and I do. I'm going to close because I know I'm the only one between, you guys in the bar. how do I want to say this? Because I'm not following the script, by the way, Mom, so just so you know. Lynn and I recognize on a regular basis that we are very fortunate people. We've been given a lot, and we're big believers that if someone's given a lot, it's their job to give a lot to somebody else. And that's why we're doing this. I could think of no better place to put our support than Mizzou, because it did so much for me, and I think it's our turn to do so much for the next group, and the next group, and the next group. So with that, I'm going to thank all of my family and friends for being here. Mom and Dad, I love you. I want to thank the university for the wonderful recognition. We really do appreciate it. But what I really want is for the college and what we're funding at the college to provide to the next 2, 3, 4 generations of students what Mizzou provided for me. Lynn and I thank you for your time. Go Tigers.
Thank you, Paul. And thank you for your and Lynn Ann's generous support of the university and the College of Business. When we first set foot on a university, we know it's going to change us forever, but Paul and Lynn Ann, you have changed Mizzou forever, so thank you. Thank you for being here today to celebrate this gift with us, and I hope you'll stay for a light reception. Thank you.